Hey everyone! So I haven't posted anything on my channel in a while, and so I decided to make this video to make up for it. However, it ended up being really long, and so I decided that the best course of action would be to talk over it, to make it slightly less boring, even though I have never done that before, ever, and I don't know anything about audio recording, and this is probably gonna sound terrible. But that's the decision I made, and I'm going to live with my mistakes. So in the last little while, even while I haven't been posting, I managed to accumulate a decent chunk of subscribers, almost the entirety of which I am pretty sure came from my Adventure Zone Automatic, which, looking back at now, I'm not that impressed with. I think I could do a lot better now, but you know, that's how it is, I guess. You just kind of gotta deal with your past art being a little rough, a little rusty. So I wanted to make, okay, so the story behind this painting is a little weird. Basically, I was playing, I think it's called Draw Something on Facebook, and I made, you can see it in the corner sometimes, it's like a little princess doodle, and I really liked it, so I decided to just draw it again, but nicer. And I really wanted to practice like a painting style, because I never really do it. By that I mean I basically never do it. I've done it maybe once or twice before, and it was a lot more kind of drawing, and I mean digitally specifically. Like, I've done paintings in school art classes, I guess, but digitally I've only done it maybe twice. And so I'm a little bit rusty. I'm not very good at it, but you know, I've picked up some things here and there, just from people, seeing people around. She ended up looking a lot more sad than she did in the original doodle. I don't know why I made her sad. I think it's because I don't know how to draw smiles, because like when you smile, it changes your face shape a lot, and I didn't really know what to do with that, because I was gonna do a lot of shading. So I didn't do it. Just made her sad. It's okay. She's fine, I'm sure. This painting took a really long time because I'm not very good at painting yet. So I took quite a big break between doing both of those sleeves. And so when I came back, I did the shading on the sleeve differently, so it made the one on the right look a lot sharper, and I think I go back to fix it a little bit later, like here for example, but like I noticed that later and I was oof. So okay, the way that I've seen people do digital painting is they'll do a sketch and they'll put like color under it, and then they'll change the color of the sketch and then merge it so that they can kind of blend it together. And I tried to do that. I didn't really like the sketch I made at the beginning at all, but I decided that since I was going to paint over it anyway, it's fine, I could fix it later. And I did. I like it better than the sketch, a lot better, but you know, maybe I should have tried a little harder on that. It looks a little rough. So I think on the dress, I ended up liking the shading there the most. Not so much the sleeves, like the bottom part of the sleeves, but kind of the chest and the skirt and the sleeve puffs. I like how those turned out. I have no idea how to, I'm not very good at anatomy, so I have no idea how to shade faces. Something happened. It did something. I think this, like, the bottom of these sleeves were, like, they're really smooth. It's kind of uncomfortable. They're like skin. So like when you, so the way I shaded them, I mean, it was not bad. Since I was doing a painting, I didn't really, like, I kind of did the way I would draw normally with, like, if I were doing line art, but then painted that, which could work if I knew how to stylize it properly, but it ends up sometimes looking a little creepy, like around the eyes when I'm starting out, because like some bits just are a little too realistic, like the creases under them. But I kind of try to go back and fix it, I guess. The ear ended up turning out really bad. I don't understand how to draw ears. You'll see me, like, mess up on that a couple times. Also, the nose changes shape, like, 3 times, because it starts, like, really small, and then after I try to do the shading around it, it ends up being really long, and then when I try to fix the shading, it ends up being, like, not long again. I don't know how to describe nose shapes, but, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, is what I'm trying to say. I think some parts, I don't know. It ended up better than I thought it would. You can see me here starting to try and figure out the ear and then giving up because I didn't know how to do ears. And yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna say that a lot. I don't know what I'm doing. The mouth, I'm just gonna talk. I guess I'm just gonna say what's going on. I tried to do the mouth a couple times and I went back to it. I don't know if it's cheating. I ended up here, I'm starting the hair now, which turned out a lot better than I expected it to, because I've never really done hair like that before, so it just kind of, I guess, I've picked up things through osmosis. I mean, maybe I should have spent more time on it. I just ended up spending so much time on the hair that at a certain point I just kind of gave up. I'm like, at this point I'm just changing the way it looks, I'm not making it look better, so I kind of just gave up. And I didn't necessarily kind of decide that I'd do it all in one layer. I guess I assumed I would, and then I started doing the hair and I was like, no, I'm gonna do this on a different layer, it'll make my life easier. It's fine. It's Photoshop. I'm allowed to use Photoshop to make my life easier. It's fine. I think, oh gosh, I don't know, the left side of the hair ended up not working out for me as well as the right side did. I think it was something to do with how, like, on the right side it was a lot more, it was kind of facing towards the audience, I don't know, just like the front, so facing forward, so it was easier to draw the shapes, but on the side it was, I don't know, it was kind of facing around the edge, so I didn't know how to, it just looks weird. It looks like she has a corner in her hair. I kind of fixed it later, but not so much. I thought the eyes were too big, and then when I fixed them and I went back to look at them, she ended up looking even sadder after I changed the eyes than she was before. She looked less, because before she kind of looked, I don't know, surprised almost, like she was looking at something with interest. Now she just looks dejected, just really sad. I don't know where this is coming from. Oh gosh, that hair bit on the shoulder looked bad for a really long time. Oh, this is me going back to the ear to try and do it, and then deciding I don't know what I'm doing, and that I'll come back to it later. And the hand turned out. Okay, the hands, I like the way the hands turned out as in, like, the shape of them, but I didn't really know how to shade them. And maybe I could have done better, I bet. I guess I didn't know how, so maybe I couldn't have done better, but, you know, it was something. I kind of messed with it a bit. Did something. I and every time I went to shade, I tried to make it less muddy, because it kept getting really desaturated, and I tried to go back later and kind of saturate it a bit, but I don't know, I'm not good at art. I'm not good at art, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. The crown turned out really, you know what, I'm just gonna comment on everything that happens in the video. The crown turned out much better than I thought it would. It looks really shiny. And the hair, okay, there's the chunk of hair, oh here, this is the nose changing shape again. It just keeps doing that. The hair, there's a little bit of hair that I thought would, like, go in front of the crown, and also the bit that was supposed to be going in front of her neck and her shoulder a little bit, and it kind of didn't look like that. Like, this bit, it looked really bad. It looked like she had a flap. Really? Okay, I guess this is what's happening. I have notifications happening now. But yeah, it looked like she had a flat bit on top of her head, which is not what I was going for. And then I went back to fix it and it looked a little better. When I started blending the hair, it looked a lot more like hair, and I was happy with it. This is me going back to try the hands again, and not doing much better of a job. It kind of looks the same, honestly. Yikes. Yeah, it's really muddy. I think the dark tones, I should have made them brighter, but it's fine. It's fine. Too late now. I've already finished it. Learn better. Hindsight 2020. I'll do better next time. Yeah, so I go back. So this was this was after coming back after like 3 days, and I did the hair again over the shoulder. It looked a little better. I think could have been even better, and in front of the crown, kind of went up. It's better. It's better. I like it more. And this is the part where I just kind of start doing hair again, but different. I don't know. I was just messing with it. I didn't really know. I've never really done hair, and it turned out so good, and I was scared of messing it up. Oh, and this, okay. So I pulled up a reference of an ear on my phone, and I had the same problem where I was trying to make it realistic, but if I made it too realistic, it would just look creepy. And I think it ended up looking creepy, but I didn't know how to make it, like, semi-realistic and semi-not. It just kind of did that, and that's just kind of the ear I went with, and I just gave up on it and decided that's what it was going to be. And it looks really muddy again. I tried to make it less that, but, you know, it didn't work. I tried, it didn't work. Oh, and I started adding rings. I thought her hands were boring, so I was trying to give her rings, and, it didn't look as good as the crown did, the gold. I guess it was much smaller and harder to do that. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, okay. And then I decided at the last moment that I would do a background. And I kind of didn't want to spend a lot of time on it because I wanted to finish this today, and I didn't want to... I just kind of decided I wanted to get it done. I spent too much time on this drawing. So it's a little rushed, you know, but maybe it's supposed to be kind of in the background, so it's not that bad. It doesn't need to be super in focus and good. It's fine. I feel like every time I need to draw a fancy chair, I draw the exact same type of fancy chair, and it's this chair, with like slight variations. I don't know why this is where my brain goes. But again, yeah, the shading on this it's a little lazy. It's fine. It's fine. I added like a curtain in a sec. I guess it takes a minute, but... Oh yeah, okay. The end of this is just me messing with Photoshop effects and kind of just doing things until it's like the way I like it. And yeah, it looks a little weird. It's fine. I think I'm just kind of really content. Like there's a lot of moments that I'm like, this could have gone better. Because there was a part, I think, earlier in the drawing where I went back to edit it in chunks since it took so long. And I went back to edit it, and every time I finished an edit, I would take a screenshot of the bit that I was at, like where I was at. And I was looking between two screenshots where I made it like a lot more realistic, right around when I edited her eyes. And I realized that the one later I did not like very much at all. I kind of just really hated it. And instead of going back, I just kind of, fixed it. I don't know. I kind of grew to like it more, but yeah, I like it. It turned out well in the end. Yeah. Okay. So this is the final piece, and I messed a lot more with editing and stuff, and just did lighting, and it's fine. I just kind of do that at the end when I'm bored with drawing. But yeah, I hope you liked it, and I'm hoping that I'll have a lot more time to do more drawings and speed paints and stuff to put on here.